Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the big topics. Today, we're tackling a new AI from Google that could fundamentally change how software gets built. It's called Jules, and it doesn't just help you code, it pretty much aims to do the coding for you. Okay, let's just jump right in with a massive claim that has the entire developer community talking. Now, we've all heard this before, right? The age of coding is over line gets thrown around every few years. But with tools like Jules showing up, this time, it might actually be real. So what's all the fuss about? First things first, let's meet Jules, the AI developer. At its heart, Jules is an autonomous agent. It's powered by Gemini 2.5 Pro, which is Google's latest and greatest AI. The key thing to understand is that it's designed to be a teammate, not just another tool. You can give it a really complex task, and it'll just work on its own in the background to get it done.
The secret sauce here is that it's an asynchronous agent. You know how most AI tools need you to sit there and go back and forth with them? Well, with Jules, you can give it a job, turn off your computer, go live your life, and it just keeps working, delivering a finished solution when it's ready. That frees you up to focus on the next big thing.
So how does it actually work? Well, the workflow is incredibly smart and, more importantly, safe. First, Jules clones your repository into a secure cloud environment. It never, ever touches your original code. Then it thinks about the problem and creates a detailed execution plan, which you have to approve. Once you give it the thumbs up, it works completely on its own. And finally, it just submits the result as a standard pull request for you to review. You are always in control. And the kind of work it can do is seriously impressive. It's built to take on all those tedious, time-sucking tasks that every developer has to deal with. Writing tests, fixing bugs, updating dependencies, you name it. It can even implement brand new features from scratch or give you an audio summary of your project's commit history. Basically, it's here to automate the grunt work so developers can focus on the creative stuff. Okay, section 2. This really is a fundamental shift from what we're used to, moving from a co-pilot to a driver. I think this analogy just hits the nail on the head. We've gotten used to AI co-pilots, right? They're amazing. They sit in the passenger seat giving you suggestions and pointing out shortcuts. But Jules gets in the driver's seat. You tell it the destination, and it takes the wheel and actually drives you there. Now, you might be thinking, hey, wait a minute, doesn't Google already have an AI tool called Opal? It's a fair question, but it's really important to know they're built for completely different jobs, and frankly, different people. So let's just break it down nice and simple. Jules is for professional developers. It gets its hands dirty inside existing, complex code. Opal, on the other hand, is a no-code platform. It's made for non-developers who want to build simple web apps just by using plain English without ever seeing a single line of code. Section 3. Jules in the real world. So this all sounds great in theory, but does this whole AI driver thing actually work? Let's take a look at the beta test results. The numbers from the beta are pretty wild. Jules actively suggested and implemented over 140,000 code improvements. Now think about that. It wasn't just a passive tool, it was a proactive teammate, actively finding ways to make the code better, all on its own. And yeah, the developer community was paying attention. The beta website got over 2.25 million visits. This wasn't just a Silicon Valley fad either. The interest was global. Developers all over the world are clearly hungry for this. But here is the stat that genuinely surprised me. While about half the access was from a desktop, a massive 45% came from mobile devices. This hints at a whole new way of working, where a developer could be out and about, see a bug report, and just tell Jules to fix it right from their phone. And maybe the most powerful endorsement of all is this. Google isn't just selling Jules, they are using it themselves, internally, to build and maintain their own software. There is no bigger vote of confidence than using your own product to run your own massive business. Section 4. The competitive landscape. So Jules is a huge new player, but it's definitely not alone. The race for AI agents is really heating up. So if you look at the competition, each one has its own unique strength. GitHub's Copilot agent has that home field advantage. It's already where developers live and breathe. The catch is that it still needs more human handholding. Then you have open source tools like OpenSui, which give you total control, but that means you're on the hook for setup and security. Jules is making a big bet that its true differentiator, that fully autonomous plan and execute workflow, is what developers really want. Google's strategy here is crystal clear when you look at the pricing. That super generous free tier, that's designed to get as many developers as possible to just try it out. Once you see how powerful it is, the affordable Pro tier is right there for individuals, and the Ultra tier is for the big enterprise teams. This, plus the fact that they keep saying Jules is a core technology for them, shows they are in this for the long haul.
And all of this, it brings us to the biggest question of all. What does this actually mean for the job of being a developer?
I mean, let's be real. If an AI agent can handle the whole process from a bug fix to a new feature, what does it mean to be a developer anymore? What is our job?
Well, the consensus that's starting to form is that the role is evolving from a typist into more of an orchestra conductor. It becomes less about the mechanical act of writing every single line of code and more about having the vision to identify the right problems to solve and then having the skill to direct this powerful ensemble of AI agents to build the solution. Your value shifts from the how to the what and the why.
This isn't just some new tool. It feels like a fundamental change in the craft of creating software. It's asking developers to elevate their thinking, to move from writing instructions to defining outcomes. And the only question left is, are you ready to lead the orchestra?